Well, here we go, another bushcat mission there. Farmer Bob is gone, so I'm out checking out what's going on. This is Smith right next door to me out there plowing and fitting that patch there. Gave him a little wave, and we headed over to Van Lieshout's on the way to the beach. I said, "Hey, look at the boys are down there baling some straw up. Let's take a look at this field." I wanted to drop down in there and drag the field good. You can see there's some wet spots, some spots they didn't get, and I wanted to get up, get a close look at it, so I didn't land there, and get into that stuff. So they were still making some room for me, so I went over and landed over at Dave LeBrec's over in the beach. Got a nice little runway over there. Wasn't anybody around. Just did a circle. Put the power to it. Like to chase my shadow, so here we go. No flaps takeoff. We're just gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3, hopper right in the air, just like that. Let it speed up in the ground effect. Little chandelle off to the left there, and right over to the beach, past the camp there next to the lighthouse. And we went over to the park and had a cruise-in going on. All manner of historical vehicles there, hitting them with the shadow of the airplane right there in the parking lot. I'm getting pretty good at that. And so, well, I don't want to waste a lot of time down here. Pretty busy down at Harpoon Eddies. You can see the deck right there is pretty mob, but I didn't want to get real close to them. Headed back home, and they had made a couple of strips. You can see them right there where they took the windrow out of the center and made it wide enough for me to land real easy there. So I circled around. We'll put the shadow on them so that they know I'm coming around, and they see me anyways. They were waving. I waved and took it out and got a nice long. You can see how nice and wide they got it for me there with that one windrow out of the middle. There was a little bit of a dead furrow there across, a little ditch. You can see it right there. I wanted to land the other side of it just in case there was some water in it. So we got her touched down right there next to the machines. Taxied down to the other end and turned it around and come back up. And the boys were just they were unhooking a full loaded wagon from the baler and had the truck all hooked up, and they were heading off. They come over to visit with us for just a minute there. It was getting late. You can see the shadows are getting long, so I didn't want to tie them up, but I didn't want to stop without visiting for a minute. Oh, beautiful night, yeah. Just enough wind to keep the dust off to the side. Wind's blowing like hell down to the beach. They got a big, what do you call it down there? Car cruise in. Yeah, I flew over there and I saw you guys down here. I figured, I better come down and get some action video on the ground. That's it. Drew, pleased to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm betting there is. All right, I'll let you go. Yeah, they had boys waiting for them over there at the farm, so they had to get going. That's all right. I'm going to fire it up and take off. Clear prep. Check the mags there and give a wave to our operator there running the baler. Taxi down to the end there, and we spun her around and put the throttle to it. I got over a couple of windrows there to stay away from the machines. Give you a look at them, get a look at them baling there. And it don't take very much. Hopped it in the air. A little touch of brakes to stop that tire from spinning. And I swung back around. You can get a good look at the field there, and you can see that ditch cross there that I wanted to avoid when I was landing the baler and wagon down there. And you can see right there ahead of the tire, they got the pickup with the fully loaded wagon heading over to the farm. So I climbed up heading for home, and off in the distance I could see the hot air balloon there just under the horizon. So I said, well, it'll only take a few minutes. We'll go over there. I thought it was Dwight, but not. It was Kim. And she was flying probably 100 foot over the treetops there. I didn't want to get down that low, to fly underneath her. So I just got a quick shot of it, and we headed home for the night. I hope you enjoyed the ride tonight.